Deer Drive.
Deer Drive. No, this isn't a game about a deer driving around town. It's a hunting simulator. However, I have to believe that the term simulator is stretching the word and context to this game, since there's nothing realistic about it at all. Like I mentioned in my North American Hunting Extravaganza review, I don't hunt, nor do I like killing any animals, so these hunting games I play will be the extent of my hunting knowledge. This game is not like the previous game that I played, as the animals that you will be hunting will not only be very easy to find and shoot, but there will also be a ridiculous amount of them. The game can be played in a single player mode, 2-player co-op, and a party mode. The game also supports the Wiiviewer, but as my regular viewers of my reviews may know, I don't support it. So I don't have any idea how well it works with this game, but if it's anything like the other games I played it with, it's gonna be useless. Let's start with the single player game. They give you a time limit and you have to shoot a certain number of animals in that time. It's not too hard since the animals are everywhere in this game. Not just deer, but bear, moose, birds, ducks, squirrels, and a couple others. You can get extra points depending on where you hit them, but all the animals will go down in one hit, which is one of the biggest problems in this game. Maybe if you're really lucky you could kill a bear in one hit, but realistically it really should take 2 or 3, since they have such thick skin. It just takes the fun and fear out of the game when everything can be killed in one shot. The bears and the moose will actually come at you for some reason, and if you don't shoot them before they get to you, you'll die and you'll have to redo the round. So you'll have to constantly be on the watch for them. The main animals that you'll be targeting, though, are the deer. But lucky for you, there are a ton of them, who will cross the screen totally oblivious of all the corpses of the deer friends around them. They will completely ignore all the gunfire that's happening around them as well, and they'll just run around normally through the area. To make it a bit harder, you can only shoot the male deer. If you shoot a female doe, they'll penalize points off your score. Now, I can't understand this at all. Maybe if we were encouraged to shoot a few of these does, there wouldn't be an insane amount of deer throughout this forest. The male deers had antlers, so that's how you would know which ones to shoot. The problem is that the graphics weren't that good, so it would make it very hard at times to tell the difference between the two kinds of deer. As you advance through the game, you'll be able to get upgrades to your weapons by shooting certain animals. My favorite upgrade was the breath control. It temporarily slowed down time and made it easier to kill the animals. The upgrades could be anything from a bigger clip, new guns, faster shots, or even better sunglasses to make the deers easier to see. All of these upgrades were only temporary, so you won't be too overpowered too long. Now, one of the more annoying parts of this game was your buddy in the game. Instead of him helping you out, he'll actually just be making comments on most of your shots. I'm sure there's an option to turn it off, but why they would even put the annoying friend in the game is beyond me.
Watch out! Miss! Good shot! Look at that rack! Yep. Reload!
The 2-player co-op was the same basic game. In this game, you'd have to kill as many animals as you could in a set time limit. It was a bit boring since there wasn't the amount of variety that you see in the single-player game. Now, the party game was much better. You could play with 2 to 4 players. You take turns playing a timed round, but they would change it up by having you hit targets that would act as random temporary handicaps on your opponent's turn. Now, this mode was enjoyable. I just wish the other player could control when and what handicap would come up, but it was still fun to play. Like I said before, I really don't enjoy hunting, but this game was more fun than the last hunting game I played. Even though there really isn't much to this game, if you're having a party with a bunch of hunters, the party mode might be a hit with them. But if you enjoy shooters, you might find this game a little bit too simple, but it is still worth a rent.